Yoga is becoming very popular all over the world. Globally, it is being recognized as one of the best arts. But unfortunately, sometimes yoga is being equated with physical exercises. But in fact, there is an ocean of difference between physical exercises and the yoga. And in order to understand what yoga is, we need to fall back on some of the Indian scriptures that explain what yoga is. One of the best scriptures that explain yoga is Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, which is roughly estimated that written in about 2nd or 3rd century. And Patanjali Maharshi says there are 8 limbs in yoga: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So like that he says 8 limbs are there in yoga. That's why his model of yoga is called Ashtanga Yoga model. And interestingly, these 8 limbs of yoga address different aspects of a person. For example, Yamas and the Niyamas, first 2 limbs of yoga, they address the emotional aspect of a person. Emotional level practices, they are called the emotional level practices. And the 3rd and the 4th limb, Asana, Pranayama, these 2 limbs address the physical aspects of a person. So that's why they are called the physical level practices. Pratyahara and Dharana, these 5th and the 6th limbs of yoga are called the mental level practices. That means they can address the mental aspect of a person. And the last 2 limbs of yoga, Dhyana and Samadhi, they are called the spiritual level practices. That means a man can grow spiritually also with the help of these 2 practices. So that's why all 4 important aspects of a person can be addressed with the help of Ashtanga Yoga. One is the emotional level, second one is the physical level, and the third one is the mental level, and the last one is the spiritual level. So that's why this kind of yoga can address the whole lot of personality of a person. But apart from this, Yogi Swatmarama says, who is the author of Hatha Yoga Pradipika, he says apart from these 8 limbs of yoga, one has to practice the cleansing techniques also. The cleansing techniques are Neti, Dhauti, Bhasti, Nauli, Trataka and Kapalabhati. These are the 6 cleansing techniques recommended by Yogi Swatmarama. He says in addition to those 8 limbs of yoga, one has to practice these cleansing techniques also. The cleansing techniques help us to purify the nadis in the body. When the nadis in the body are purified, the energy flows freely all through the body. So that's why he recommends the practice of these cleansing techniques also. These are called the Shed Kriyas. But apart from this, one more important yoga text is Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says just the 8 limbs of yoga or these cleansing techniques may not help us. In addition to these, we have to practice yogas like Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga and Raj Yoga. So the practice will help us to have, once again, different dimensions of our personality can be opened up with the help of these techniques. So that means the Indian yoga style is very, very vast. It's not just addressing the physical body alone or not only the mind alone, it has got a very vast scope. So that means all the personality dimensions of a personality can be addressed with the help of yoga. Why? What is required? Why this is required actually, we may ask. See, in Taittiriya Upanishad, one important message is given to us, that is 5 body concept, that is Panchakosha Viveka. We say it as Panchakosha Viveka. So that means this Taittiriya Upanishad says we have got 5 dimensions like Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Jnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. That means only physical body. No, that's not just our personality. We have got the 5 dimensions. Unless we practice the yoga as a whole, we cannot address all these 5 personality or 5 aspects of a personality. Annamaya Kosha is nothing but the physical body. Pranamaya Kosha, the energy sheath where the prana flows all through the body, through the energy channels. And the third one is Manomaya Kosha, that is nothing but our mental sheath. And the 4th one is Jnanamaya Kosha, or also called Vijnanamaya Kosha, that's our intellectual sheath. And lastly, the Anandamaya Kosha, that is the bliss sheath. The Taittiriya Upanishad says, we are not just the physical body, there is divine Ananda in us. But unfortunately, that has been very hazy because of our impurities. So once all these 4 aspects of our personality are corrected, automatically we experience the divine bliss, and that is Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is nothing but the supreme Paramatma, that is the important aspect in our personality. So we can experience or we can unfold that divinity in us with the help of yoga practice. So that means yoga abhyasa is very, very vast, whereas exercises is only a technique to address the physical body. Beyond that, nothing else. So keeping in mind these aspects of yoga, we have designed 5 modules in our IIMB. 5 modules from the practice angle only, because we need to address large number of practitioners. So in order to address all that issue, we have designed 5 modules. Monday 1 module, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. For 5 days we have designed 5 modules. In Monday's module, we cover Surya Namaskaras, Dhanvantari Namaskara and Supine Yogasanas. Supine in the sense, we keep the back on ground and we practice different yogasanas. So that means in Monday, Surya Namaskaras, Dhanvantari Namaskara and Supine Yogasanas. Tuesday we practice once again Dhanvantari Namaskara, Surya Namaskara and Prone Yogasanas, wherein we keep the abdomen on ground and we practice different yogasanas. Whereas on Wednesday, we practice Dhanvantari Namaskara, Surya Namaskara and dynamic exercises, pranayama. Dynamic exercises are nothing but loosening exercises or Shithilikarana Vyayama. We say as Shithilikarana Vyayama or loosening exercises. Then Thursday once again the common aspect is Dhanvantari Namaskara, Surya Namaskara and all sitting yogasanas. Then the last day, that is Friday, we practice Dhanvantari Namaskara, Surya Namaskara and all twisting yogasanas. That is supine twisting yogasanas, prone twisting yogasanas, sitting twisting yogasanas and finally standing twisting yogasanas are also included there. So these are the 5 aspects. And another important thing is, at the end of every day's practice, we practice at least 5 minutes of pranayama and dhyana also at least for 10 minutes. So that means in our practice 5 days module, what we have designed is, one is asana abhyasa, that is to address the physical body, and pranamaya kosha, that can be addressed with the help of pranayama, and your manomaya kosha, that can be addressed with the help of dhyana. So like that we have designed 5 modules in our IIMB. This is about the coverage we have done in IIMB. Thank you very much.